I'm just happy. I'm just having a good time. I'm enjoying myself. I'm just one happy guy. No need to be hard, be easy. Have a good time. Just chill. Enjoy yourself. Hey, but what if you found out that this really wasn't Earth? That we were told that it's not even a flat Earth. That's what I'm saying. Go beyond flat Earth, go beyond globe Earth. Imagine if this isn't even a planet, that it's just this realm. And when I say a realm, I don't even mean like an infinite plane, because that sounds like, you know, like it's beautiful, untouched by humans environment that goes on forever. No, I'm talking like a realm, like Mortal Kombat realms. And we're in this realm. A lot of stuff came built into it, and here we are. And what is life? What is the meaning of life? I'm here. The meaning of life to me is I came here voluntarily for a vacation and for a theme park experience, to be VIP, and stuck in this like work cycle money system. And in times past, you had to work to survive, but we live in a technological 2019. I've seen things in the 80s and the 70s that should have been here by now, that they had the prototypes and they're not here. So we should be living basically Epcot, Horizons. They knocked down Horizons at Epcot, but we should be living in Epcot Horizons at this point. The land of the future, without all this conflict, stupid media, driving people against each other. If you're like me, if you're like me, you probably used to believe in aliens and outer space and other planets. And then, you know, later on you looked into flat Earth. Well, actually, when you believed in the aliens, everybody used to make fun of you for believing in aliens and believing in outer space and believing in a secret space program, and basically mocked you and mocked your belief systems. And then you went to flat Earth. Oh, and also to prove the aliens, they required, beyond the shadow of a doubt, smoking gun. They wanted the flying saucer on the front lawn of the White House to happen in order to grant you that aliens existed. So everything was stacked against you with the alien thing. So then later on you learn about flat Earth, and you go flat Earth, and then they do the same thing to you. And so then you're like, now wait a minute, okay, you don't believe in flat Earth and you don't believe in extraterrestrials. So you believe in a rotating spinning ball that revolves around the sun at tens of thousands of miles an hour, but you don't believe in aliens. And you believe in this big, gigantic, huge, ever-expanding universe with billions and billions and trillions of stars, more stars than the grains of sand, but there's no aliens. This is why I made that video that said, you're given permission to have the opinions that you have. And that's why people hold opinions. They don't have their own opinions. They have opinions they've been granted permission. Because if you believe in this great, gigantic, huge, everlasting outer space, and you don't admittedly believe in extraterrestrials, so that means that humans and all the earthlings on Earth, and if you take a look around Earth, you see all the life that's on Earth, the insects, the animals, the fish, the microorganisms. It's like everywhere, but it's only on Earth and nowhere else. So I don't get you people. Nothing. I can't satisfy you with anything. When I liked aliens, you mocked me about it, and when I considered and looked into flat Earth, you gave me problems with that. None of those were acceptable. Only the official version of reality that you were given permission to believe in was acceptable. You didn't come up with those ideas. Someone else defined reality for you, and then you parroted it and said, that's the reality. And anybody that goes against it, you make sure to mock and gaslight and basically be the thought police on. Yeah, that's real cool of you. That's real cool. Don't you feel real good to be part of the in crowd of public thought, of societal norms? Oh yeah, it's real comfy there. No independent thought of your own. No. You've adopted someone else's reality, and that makes you superior to me. Way to go. Way to go. Way to go. Hey, there's no conspiracies. Is everything a conspiracy? You're sure there's no conspiracies? And then it's like, well, how much time have you spent on researching any of these conspiracy theories, like at all? Oh, none. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Everything's normal. Everything is nice and normal. You turn on one station, well, this doesn't happen anymore, but do you remember when they used to tell you that gas was running out, we're hitting peak oil? And then another station will say, no, oil is abiotic, it's produced by the earth, it's everlasting, it's renewable. So yeah, so whose reality you believe in there? Global warming. The one side will force you gotta believe in global warming and drink the Kool-Aid. And then the other side says, no, it's not happening at all. Or something like, oh yeah, no, it's happening, but it's cyclical. So who do you believe? You have to believe one, because you're not independent enough to have your own thought. So here's an independent thought on that one. As far as global warming, say, no. They control the weather, all right? So I'm not paying a tax. Tell the people that control the weather to change it, to make the global warming go away if it's even real. They can make any of the weather happen. So yeah, no thanks. No thanks on that one. But yeah, so people that don't do any research of their own, and not only do they not even research conspiracy theory, it'd be one thing, like, yeah, wasting your time on researching conspiracy theory, that's one thing. But another thing is they don't even read traditional history books either. And they might not even watch the news, which is healthy, but in their case it's not. So you got people with no frame of reference, but they're positive that their tremendously limited version of reality is the right one, and they defend it, and they're positive that your version of reality is incorrect. And I'm not even telling anybody to believe anything. All I'm trying to do is introduce concepts and ideas for you to think about. That's it. Just think differently. Challenge. Have thoughts, critical thinking, ask questions. Why aren't we allowed to ask questions? I mean, we are. I've asked every question I've ever wanted to ask. But nobody else does. Have your own thoughts. Stop being the thought police. And then you wonder, in our reality, there's crime bosses, there's syndicates, cartels, and gangsters, and, dictators, people that just make life not enjoyable for everybody else. Like a very small amount of people screw it up for everybody. And then you wonder, all right, well, in the afterlife, are there crime bosses in the afterlife? Because that would probably be even worse. Because then you're wondering, like, am I hiding out? Am I actually getting like a brief escape from the eternal heaven and hell warfare, angels and demons, archangels and archdemons, and is this like a good hideout? Is Earth a good hideout to get away from it all? Because if I'm gonna have to be somewhere eternally, can you imagine a tax collector, like some demon, a demon shaking you down all the time? Like not in hell. I have no idea that I'm not going to hell. I don't think. The place I went to, I don't even know if that's heaven. There's another place, and I've been to it. It's where I came from. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it works. But I'm just hoping... You know what it seemed like? It seemed like a banquet. Now, you might think, oh boy, a banquet. A banquet is... And it was like the room afterwards. And it sounds cool. Oh boy, I love a ball. I want to go to the banquet. But it wasn't a banquet like that. It was just like a big cafeteria where a bunch of people were talking. And I hope there's more to the afterlife than that room. Like a bunch of people hanging out in a big cafeteria. A bunch of souls hanging out in a big cafeteria. But then, and I'm like, all right, well, when I'm in this afterlife, I hope there's no crime bosses. That's basically when I was just listening to a Richard Dolan interview with Gary McKinnon. And I was so happy to see that Gary McKinnon knew that Richard Dolan coined the phrase breakaway civilization. And not only that, he watches Alex Jones, and he pointed out that Alex Jones says the breakaway civilization as well. So Gary McKinnon, the Pentagon hacker, keeps up with Richard Dolan and Alex Jones. That made my day.